Hello, Tim.
Hello, Steve.
And hello to you, our viewers at home. This is another Erif Media News Update, brought to you by erifmedia.com. Our first story this afternoon is a controversy causing a real splash at Canadian universities. This from ctvnews.ca, two-tier toilet paper controversy at Toronto University. A controversy over who gets better toilet paper at a Toronto university has critics denouncing what they call a two-tier system. An investigation published this week by a student newspaper at Ryerson University showed the floors housing the president's office and other administrative departments got 2-ply toilet paper, while students received 1-ply. A university spokesman told the eye-opener that this practice has been in place for more than a decade, but the newspaper says the reason for it is unclear. Well, that's a really shitty conspiracy, if you ask me, Tim. What about you? What kind of toilet paper do you enjoy?
Strong toilet paper. Moving on. The Curling Federation studying Frankenbrooms.
Curling? Really, Tim? That's what you come out of the gate with?
Let me read my news, Steve. This from the Canadian Press. The World Curling Federation says it is analyzing the impact of controversial broom heads threatening to fundamentally change the sport. Coarse materials on the broom head creates a sandpaper effect on the ice, and with it, sweepers are able to manipulate the rock's trajectory in ways they've never done before. The organization released on Friday a statement of principles regarding competition equipment. The document did not include hard, fast rules or on directional fabric, but did say sweeping should enhance the outcome of a delivered stone within such a threshold that places the highest importance on the skill and performance of the person delivering the stone, rather than on the over-reliance of the effectiveness of sweeping.
Well, that's pretty much the least interesting news I've heard all week, Tim.
It is a Canadian sport.
It's still a boring article. Now for some exciting news. This from phys.org. China to start work on a super collider by 2020. China will begin work on the world's largest super collider in 2020 in an attempt to increase understanding of the Higgs boson or God particle. The facility, designed to smash subatomic particles together at enormous speed, will reportedly be at least twice the size of Swiss-based CERN, where the Higgs boson was discovered. The facility is expected to generate millions of Higgs boson particles, helping scientists to answer some fundamental questions about how the universe works. One question I am excited for them to answer is what happens when we open a pan-dimensional gateway here on Earth. Over to you, Tim.
Justin Bieber storms out of concert in Norway. This is from Reuters. Canadian pop singer Justin Bieber abruptly canceled his concert in Oslo on Thursday night after performing just one song. "I'm done. I'm not doing the show," he told his fans, known as Beliebers, after complaining that they did not listen to him while he was trying to wipe up spilled water.
They didn't listen to him?
That's what it says, Steve.
Wow. That's about as ridiculous as the time he left his monkey in Germany.
I forgot about that. That's the problem of having such fame. It becomes a god complex.
What about you, Tim? Are you a believer?
No, Steve.
And in some Halloween news, trick-or-treaters accidentally given bipolar meds at a Quebec store. This from CBC News. Some children in Quebec City got an unintended Halloween trick when a bipolar medication was accidentally mixed into a candy basket at a local grocery store. Constable Melissa Cliché of Quebec City Police said a customer had ordered the prescription for her son at the store's pharmacy counter and then dropped it on the way out. Another client found the medication on the floor, put it on the counter next to a candy basket. So, unfortunately, we don't know how, but an employee just mixed in the candy by accident and distributed it to the kids, Cliché said. Police said the pills aren't dangerous, but if ingested, they could produce minor side effects such as trembling, nausea, and drowsiness. Sounds like a party I went to once. And in more Halloween news, this from campusreform.org. Not wearing blackface this Halloween? NC State worries you may be Hitler. On Tuesday, Curry Cyrus, the student body president at North Carolina State University, sent a campus-wide email on the concept of appreciation versus appropriation this Halloween. The first part of the page focuses on making sensitive and smart choices when it comes to deciding what Halloween costume to wear. Examples of costumes deemed inappropriate are Hey Amigo Mexican, Native American, and Tidy Whitey Rapper. There goes your Halloween costume, eh, Tim? The first question asked, on a flow chart the school provided to aid in making appropriate costume choices is, are you planning on painting your face black to mimic a skin tone? If the answer is yes, the chart informs one that that's called blackface and it's never okay, no matter how clever your costume is. If the answer is no, however, the chart implies that they might be a mass murderer, asking, are you Hitler? Do you have anything to do with Hitler? Can't make that news up. Wow. What about you, Tim? What did you dress up as for Halloween?
I was grumpy old man handing out candy.
Must have been a stretch, eh?
Muslim Montrealer says she was told by a Costco employee to go back to her country.
Again?
CBC News. A Muslim Montrealer is filing a human rights complaint against Costco after a comment alleged made by the sales clerk. Asma al-Shahragi, who was raised in Canada and wears a hijab, said she was at the Costco store and asked the sales clerk whether a coat that she was looking at would keep her warm at minus 40 degrees centigrade. Al-Shahragi said the sales representative responded that no jacket would keep her warm at such temperatures, and adding, if you don't like it, go back to your country.
It's ridiculous. I'd like to point out, I'm pretty sure you nailed the pronunciation of her name. I find it hard to believe that such overt racism still exists here in Canada. People, what you do or think or say in the privacy of your home is completely your business. But if you're going to leave your home and venture into public, maybe leave your racist ridiculousness at home. And more ridiculous news. This from the dailymail.co.uk. Virtual reality simulator where players live out the horrific final moments of 9/11 terror attack victims is condemned as sick. A highly controversial virtual reality simulator is due to be released, which allows gamers to live out the horrific final moments of the devastating 9/11 terror attacks. Titled 846, after the exact time the first hijacked plane was flown into the North Tower, the shocking game has been slammed by social media users as deeply inappropriate and sick. Gamers play an office worker who is trapped inside the World Trade Center and has to make decisions on what to do next to survive. If you are the type of person that is looking for that type of entertainment, you need to do some soul searching, because that's really, really messed up. What about you, Tim? Do you ever close your eyes and pretend you're burning to death in a fiery inferno?
No, Steve. Winnipeg man may have to pay $87,000 in water bill for new home.
Well, that's about on par, isn't it?
A little expensive, Steve. This is from CTV News. A Winnipeg homeowner is voicing concern over receiving an $87,000 water bill for his recently purchased bungalow. Tom Kislowski says that he was unaware of the outstanding water expenses when he bought the bungalow for $200,000. Now, under the Section 210 of the City of Winnipeg Charter, Kislowski may be responsible for footing the bill, even though he wasn't the one to rack up the charges.
I wonder how much water one could buy with $87,000, Tim.
I don't know, Steve. You'll have to ask Nestle.
Speaking of demons, this from thechristianpost.com, exorcisms, demonic possession rising in Philippines. The Archdiocese of Manila has reportedly been forced to start recruiting new priests to deal with the threefold increase in exorcism requests and reported demonic possessions in the Philippines. These days, we have around 80 to 100 cases at any given time. Father Jose Francisco, chief exorcist at the Archdiocese of Manila Office of Exorcism, shared with the Catholic News Service. Sequia revealed that the Catholic Church is struggling to keep up with all of the exorcism requests, and many dioceses do not have in-house exorcists. He added that this is forcing some Christians to seek out healers and occult practitioners, which according to the chief exorcist, and this is just logical, only attracts more demons. I find it amazing, Tim, that there is a Archdiocese of Manila Office of Exorcism. Office of Exorcism. That must be an exciting place to work.
Well, there's at least one person I know that I wonder if he's possessed.
Hey, Tim.
Telegraph.co.uk. Google wants to monitor your health, your mental health. You should welcome it into your mind.
Oh, good.
The use of technology to track and treat mental health is deeply worrying, but sadly necessary. Dr. Tom Insel is going to investigate how technology can help diagnose and treat mental health conditions. Google doesn't just want to read your mind, it wants to fix it too. And they're not alone. Apple, IBM, and Intel are among other technological companies that are exploring the same field.
Well, that's pretty scary. The last thing we need is Google drilling further into our brains. Wow. Well, hey, actually, while they're fixing mental illness and whatnot, maybe they could create an app to help the Philippines deal with all of their exorcism needs. Ooh, all right. This from CNN, introducing the 20-hour work week. I won't bore you with the article, but let's just say that CNN is preparing people for the inevitable 20-hour or less work week, because once the robots start doing all our jobs, there won't be any hours left for us humans. And moving on past that, this out of Fox5ny.com, EMT suspended for trying to save choking girl. A heroic New York EMT who tried in vain last week to save a 7-year-old schoolgirl choking on her lunch said he was suspended because it is against company policy to make a stop without being called. Quasi Reed was transporting a nursing home patient last Wednesday with his partner when he said they were flagged down at a red light by a frantic man who told them that a student was choking. I don't regret it, Reed, who said he is suspended without pay, told FoxNews.com. I'd do it again. If I know there is a child choking, I'm going to do my best to help her. Tim, I know for a fact that you were an EMT as a young man. How do you feel on this situation?
I would have done the same thing and screw the policy.
That just turns my stomach, Tim. I just can't stand the idea of humans helping other humans. Disgusting. All right, and this is our last article for today, and this is out of MNN.com. A dramatic crack has suddenly formed in the foothills of Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains that measures an impressive 750 yards long and 50 yards wide. Contrary to some sensational claims swirling about on social media, the crack is not an opening to the underworld or a sign that Yellowstone is about to erupt. Although here at Erif Media, we disagree with those claims a little. The article goes on to say, apparently, a wet spring lubricated across a cap rock. Then a small spring on either side caused the bottom to slide out. And now I'm slightly aroused. Well, that's all we have today at Erif Media. Hey, don't look at me like that. Erif Media News. Join us again for more Erif Media News updates, and please check out the website at erifmedia.com. Over to you, Tim.
Goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye, folks.